Well, so Santosh is asking a question, even for dates, can we do like that? Yes, Santosh, even though you have the dates, you can get it. It's not an issue. See, at the end of the day, dates are also number only. Though date is a different format, but the value remains the same. It's a date only. The date is a number only. All right. So Santosh, Yatish, and Madhukumar, they have done. How about the others? Please quickly respond. So this is how we have to communicate trends. I told you already. So it's by default, whenever you have done something, please drop me a message, Y for yes, D for done. Or if you have any queries, you can ask me. Don't hesitate. Because see, content coverage is not a big question over here. We need to understand whatever we are going to learn, we need to understand thoroughly. So that's why, okay. Well, Srikant is asking to explain one more time. So those who have missed, please stay focused on my screen. As I told you, first you select all these three cells, keep the mouse cursor away, go for equal to small formula. So small is an array formula. This is demanding me array. Where is the data? Data is in the prices column. But when I copy this formula towards down, this range should not move down. So for that reason, we have gone for F4. So F4 will be helping me to apply the dollar symbol. If F4 is not a direct key, we have to use function with F4 key. All right, so that we know very well, not an issue. Now, the moment I have gone for this comma, this is like again asking me K. So K is nothing but the ranking. So ranking for L1 should be rank as 1, L2 rank should be 2, L3 rank should be 3. So to define all this ranking together, we have created a helper column in the right side. 1, 2, 3 will be taking that cell help. So G12, G is the column, 12 is the row. In G12 cell, when you look at, this is taken 1 over there. So automatically formula is ready, bracket closed, but formula is ready only with one cell. And so far we have been having the practice going for enter to close the formula, but today we are going to use control enter. So immediately the formula will be applied for the entire selected criteria and the solution will be ready. So this is what actually our small formula. All right, Srikant, hope it is clear.
Yes, sir, it's clear. Thank you.
Right, welcome. So it's a kind request to everyone, do the hands-on practice here itself. Do not wait that once the session is over, you will practice at your end. Here, keep just watching the screen doesn't make any sense. Do it, the same data is having with you also. So you have to do the immediate practice over there. Then only you can come to know what is the challenge I am facing and how to come over for that, how to rectify that. All right. Similarly, now we are going to find out the top 3 values over here. All right. So first 1 minute, go for watch my screen. Going to home, I'll just color them. So this is the place where now instead of bottom 3, I'm going to find out the top 3 values. So select all these 3 cells. What will be the opposite of small? We know there is a formula called large. So when I go for large, it is asking me array. So I'll go for array this much again. This range should not move down as we discussed already. Now, what is the next thing it is asking? K. So I told you what is the meaning by K. K is nothing but my ranking. So I'll take the value from the left, G12, bracket close. Formula is ready only for a cell, but I need to apply for the rest. So you can see with immediate effect, my top 3 values also comes in the picture. So this is how we have understood if there is a need, how to bring my top 3 values over here. That's called large formula. So these formulas will be very, very helpful whenever you go for any kind of template designing, dashboard reporting, tabular reporting, you can use it. So please give it a try. Large formula, is it working for you?
Mr. Panda.
Yeah.
What happens if this L1, L2, L3, why it is only limited to suppose we have a data up to 6, right? So if we select all the 6 here from 87 to up to G17, okay, the order will be in the ascending or descending.
How it will be? You have to do that, right? You have to do it manually. It will never come.
Yeah.
It will never.
I understand.
Yes. So what's your question then?
My question was, we have categorized L1 to L3. Okay. So during application of this formula, if we select all the cells right from 87 to 134 also. Okay. So the same order will be reflecting here also, right?
No. Same order is reflecting where? Where you're asking the same order is going to reflect over here. Earlier there was no data over here. See, this is
it is bottom 3 instead of bottom 3. It will be bottom 6 if I select all the cells, right?
Right.
Thank you. I will just apply this formula and come back to you.
Yes, but for that you should have the numbers. Like if you want all the 6 over here, you should have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Because if you go and apply the formula in this fashion, those numbers is not there. That's why it will not turn up. Can you see that? Because here k value purpose only 1, 2, 3 in the secondary column, 1, 2, 3 is there. That's why it is taking only 3. So I have to go and generate. If I go for 4 over here, 5 over here, then only I can get the top 3 or bottom 3 or bottom 6 or top 6. All right. So basically why we are going for a functional calculation instead of doing the sorting activity, because sorting is a repetitive action. Every time whenever I receive the data, I have to keep doing the sorting action. But here, if the formula is ready, the number of times my data turns up, the number of time data changes also, no issues. I'll be always be getting my bottom 3 or top 3 values. That's why we are more dependent upon the formulas instead of doing the sorting action manually. So hope why we have gone for vendor evaluation purpose, bottom 3 calculations, top 3 calculations with small and large respectively. Is that clear concept? All right. Now, let us focus with something over here. Now, suppose say our friend Sri Krishnan, he has created this data in this fashion, and he has created a template like this. Yatish, could you please keep your mic on mute? Yeah, thank you. See, what we are discussing now, that our friend Sri Krishnan, he has done all these things and he has sent it across to his next level, whoever XYZ his boss. Now his boss is watching the data and he is thinking why Sri Krishnan has created this kind of 1, 2, 3. So he felt for a while, his boss felt for a while, this is unwanted, and he deleted the same. Now what happens? Can you see on my screen? The formula is in trouble. Can you see that? So this kind of things happens quite a lot of time in our place. So now the question is, the formula, whatever we have applied, small and large in this fashion, this is what our experts do suggest us, but Excel never recommends for that. Neither I do advise for this. So you have the situation in front of you. When I delete these numbers, this is trouble. So this is not the right way of designing your templates. So you must design your templates with the formulas in such a way that whenever you go for this formula template, the formula should be efficient enough to get your numbers in place. So the same 1, 2, 3 number, your formula should generate. You should not go for an external column and type it manually. So how to deal with the same? Stay focused for a minute on my screen. So in that case, we have to deal with some nested formulas. So what is nested formula? Let me take you through. No need to do anything. Just look at my screen. Equal to same. I'm going to take the formula of large. array, this is my array, you see. I need to lock it, we know the reason. Then comma, I need my k, but k purpose, there is no more external column. So what I'll do, I'll be using another formula of Excel naming called row. ROW, open bracket and close bracket. This is a predefined formula by Microsoft Excel, whose basic job is to give the answer as the row number. So whichever the row I am trying to type this formula. So which row I am in right now? If you look at, I'm in row number 12. Do you agree with me? If you look at my formula, am I in row number 12?
Yes, yes.
So this formula is going to give me number 12. I'll be giving a proof of that. See, immediately I'm proving that. Can you see? My row formula is giving me 12. But what I'm looking for my k purpose, what is the first number I'm looking for? I'm looking for 1. Row formula is giving me 12, but I am looking for 1. Basic mathematics. What we can do? Minus 11. Simple. That can be done. Bracket close. Formula is ready. Only for a cell. Need to apply for rest. Control enter. Can you see? Without using the external column help, we could successfully bring our answer. So this is what the beauty, any point of time, whenever you go for this kind of formulas, this is going to help you a lot. So please give it a try. And the same thing, you please go for your small calculations also. Any difficulties in understanding, you can ask me, not an issue. So if you have any questions, you can ask me, friends. If it is done, do let me know so that we can proceed. Okay, so Nagamani, Yatish, and Santosh, they have confirmed. How about others? All right, fine then. So I believe everybody is able to do such kind of calculations with small and large with row combinations, how to do it. Let us go for the next question, basic rounding of our data. So decimals are always killing for us. So how to deal such decimals in place? Let's go and discuss. See, we have a prices column. You can see in my place or in my data or the same data what you have with you also, you can check it out. So we have a prices column where the decimal value along with some whole numbers, it is there. Now having the decimals over here, my boss is not happy watching the same. And what he's saying, he is telling that Prabhas, keep this data as a source data, but in the next column, please Round off the data to the next digit and let me know. So what is the meaning by he's saying prices to be rounded off to the nearest 1 minute. So if I want to do the logical round of the basic round of what we do 103.2, if that is the case, what would be the value over here? 103. If it is 111.5, we go for 112. Do you agree with me? This is how we discussed. This is how we decide 103 and 112, correct? If I need to ignore the decimal and present my data in the rounded off format, this is what the value we are expressing. And how we are expressing that? Post decimal, if the character is 5 or more than 5, we go for 1 unit up. If post decimal data is less than 5 character, we go for 1 unit down. Now the same thing, if you happen to do it in Excel, we have got a ready-made formula called M round. M stands for multiple. M round. It's a very beautiful formula which has come into force only in 2007 and above versions of Excel. Earlier it was not there. And see how it works. It is asking me number. So number from the left I have taken, comma, multiple. So multiple has a different meaning. We are not going to multiply with any value. Multiple, what does it mean? Like whatever the value you have, if you want to round it off, either 1 unit up you are going to do or 1 unit down you are going to do. So for 103.2, if I want to round up, the round up data may be 104 or 103. Do you agree with me? If you do not know the decimal character, what would be the round of data? Either 104 or 103. So 104 will be the upper limit, 103 will be the lower limit. Now, what is the difference between upper limit and lower limit? 104 minus 103 is how many unit of 1 unit? So this is called your multiple. So multiple has a meaning. What is that? The difference between the upper unit and the lower unit. And the moment I go for bracket close, formula is ready. Only for a cell, need to apply for rest. Control enter, and we got the data. So this is how, the moment we go for this, how our M round formula is giving the result for us. We got a clarity. So please, yeah. Yes.
Sorry, you may proceed. Sorry, sir.
No problem. Yes. So please give it a try. M round formula is working for you. Do let me know. Any doubt, any queries comes up, please ask. Feel free. So prices in M round formula, how it has been rounded off, we got a clarity. Let's go for our next column, prices to be rounded off to the nearest 5 unit. So here in this case, what my boss is expecting, let's discuss that first. 103.2 is there. What should be the value in this column? For 103.2, if I need to answer, what would be the value in this cell? Kindly look at that and tell me manually.
5 units, I think so. In place of 1, we have to write 5.
No, I'm not asking for the solution. What would be the value? I'm just asking what should be the value for 103.2?
105.
105. Very good. For 87.
90.
Are you sure it's 90?
1 minute is 90. 85.
Should be 85 because see 87.5 it was there, then we would have gone for 90. When 87 is there, it should go to the lower unit. So anyway, so this is what we are going to get it over here. So again, what we can do, we can go for same M round formula, number, prices column, comma. As I told you, multiple, what does it mean? The difference between the lower unit and the upper unit. Now 103.2, if you talk about in which interval this is going to come. Suppose I have a scaling of 5 interval each, 0, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, like that is interval of 5 unit or 5 skip count is there. Now, which interval this is going to come between 100 and 105? Do you agree? 103.2 is going to fall in between 100 and 105. Now, what is the difference between 100 and 105? It's of 5 units. That's why we have to go for 5 and control enter. We got the data. So this is how, again, this formula will be pretty helpful to find out multiple of 5, multiple of 10. Whenever you create any kind of design, any kind of purchase order, work order, invoice template, anywhere, you can make use this formula and keep it ready whenever the user types any data over there. If at all the calculation comes in decimal, this is going to be taken care by Excel formula. So this is how we have understood how our MRON formula is being helpful. So hope this is working for everyone. Any doubt, any queries? Well, so rounding off our data, we got a clarity on that. Now we are going to discuss over here the next. We have a prices column where you can see the numbers is having some mixed data over here, like mixed data in the sense data something positive and some negative data also is available. So looking at the data in this format, my boss is not happy. And what he's saying that Prabhas, this data you maintain as your source data, but in the next column, I want only the value which is positive in nature, you should maintain over there. Well, now looking at the data, how will I know which is negative? We know one simple rule. If the data starts with bracket or if the data starts with a hyphen or dash symbol, this is a negative. Do you agree with me? If our data is having in brackets or if it is having a dash symbol over here, this we consider as a negative. Do you agree with me? What's up, people? All right. Now, if none of them is available, if the data is not having brackets or it is not having any kind of hash or sorry, dash or some kind of hyphen symbol, it is a positive one. But this is what by looking at the data we decide. Now, if I ask you logically, please decide whether the data is positive or negative. What we do, we go for each and every cell, we try to compute. Is it more than 0? Yes, then positive. Is it less than 0? Yes, then negative. So this is how, when you want to do the logical calculation in Excel, we have to go for a formula called if. Now taking the logical test, taking the data, logical text, is it more than 0? Yes. If it is yes, then in the next column, which value you are expecting, the value you are checking, comma, value if false. So why value if false? Because Excel doesn't know whether the value is positive or negative. So if it is more than 0, then positive is declared. If it is less than 0, then it's a negative one. We do not want that value to be populated in the next column, but there should be some treatment in that column. What is that? Nil, not available, not applicable, something like that. Then we must define within two double inverted quotes. And if you want to retain the cell as blank, just two immediate double inverted quotes. Here people commits a mistake. They define two double inverted commas, but they define a space in between that. And that is really annoying because space, though it is not visible, but it is counted as a character. So what's the bottom line? Whenever you happen to define a blank cell as a output in the formula, you must define only two double inverted quotes. Now, bracket close, formula is ready only for a cell. Need to apply for rest, control enter. We got the data. So, see, so this is how we have understood whenever there is a need, we can use the simple logical formulas of Excel and get our job done. So check it out. Is it working? Any doubt, any queries?
Once again, please explain once again.
Yes. So here, what we are trying to do is in our data, wherever it is positive is there, that alone we want to extract in the next column. So we can go for is equal to if taking the value more than 0. So more than 0, why 0? Because 0 is the benchmark. If anything more than 0, positive, anything less than 0, negative. That's why we are taking as 0 as the comparison. Comma, value if true, formula is asking, yes, then this value should turn to the next column, yes. So we have taken this value. Comma, value if false. So the moment we are doing the test, maybe more than 0 or less than 0. More than 0 treatment is given. So what if it is not more than 0? So it is less than 0. So in that case, value if false, I don't want that value to be populated in the next column. I want the cell to remain blank. So blank purpose, two immediate double inverted quotes. Bracket close, formula is ready, control enter.
Thank you, just apply. Thank you.
Welcome. So hope this is working for everyone. Any doubt, any queries? This kind of logical formulas.
Can you repeat again?
I
tried that, it's not coming.
Okay, could you please share your screen? Let me have a look.
Wait, I missed one. There is a comma. No, it has not come.
Can you please read the formula, what you have written?
If
okay.
Bracket E32 greater than 0,
right,
comma E32, comma 2 inverted this one.
Yes, bracket close.
Yeah, but
Enter.
only that one value is come.
Yeah, then you have to select the whole area, right? If you want to go for control enter, that is the first mistake you did already in the case number 2, if you remember.
Yeah.
So you should have selected before application of formula. You should have selected if you are looking for using control enter. Now suppose say you have missed out that. No need to worry about. Simple. We know one thing. What we can do? We can go to the first cell, double click on the fill handle. That drag button.
Now it has.
Yeah. All right. So this is how the moment we have gone for this, we got the solution ready. And though we got the solution, but I do not recommend for this. This is what our experts, they suggest us to design the solution like this. Now, why I do not recommend, I will tell you. If you remember, the moment we started our training program, I told you about the first or foremost challenge in our Excel. What was that? If you recall, anybody? What is the most painful or challenging job in our routine activities? About the file data management. Did you remember? I told you gradually when you start incorporating your data, file size becomes huge. And when you try to open the file, it takes a lot of time to open it, right? So why my file size is getting heavy? The reason is, remember one thing, in any Excel file, the more the if formulas, file size will be more. The more the number of if formulas you have, file size will be more. So this is the reason why I do not recommend that in this case, you should go for if formula. So what's the bottom line? That if formula should not be your first choice. In the worst case only, go for uses of if formula. Now, how to make my formula crispy then? See, I have an alternative column. Watch for 1 minute. Equal to, I know there is a formula called max in Excel. What is the job? To find out the maximum value in a range. Yes. Now what it demands me? Number one. Number one is there in the prices column. Yes. Comma. What is the next one? Asking for number two. What would be my number two? The moment we started discussing logically, please compute or find out whether the value is positive or negative. What is that value we compared actually? The value we compared with 0. So here again going for 0, bracket close, job is done. So what we are trying to do, we are trying to ask Excel that between the number and 0, which is more, that alone you should reflect. So below 0 cases, we are not discussing at all. So that's why the job has become more easy. Now formula is ready with a simple formula. See, now the formula becomes so crispy, and the moment you showcase to anybody, which one people prefer the most, option 1 or option 2? Obviously, that will be anybody's choice, isn't it? So this is how, friends, you have to be alert while designing the formula in Excel, and wherever it is possible, try to keep your formula length to the minimum level. So that's the story of our business math sheet. Any doubt, any queries with the formulas, sum product, small, large, small with row combination, then M round, if, max.
What to change? What to change? He wants some space and
All right, so let us go to our next sheet. Okay, the sheet name is called numbers challenge or the date challenge. Yes, date challenge. Okay, we'll discuss that. So let me take you through what is the data we have. So if anybody's mic is on, kindly keep your mic on mute. If you have any questions, you can ask me. As I told you, please take that responsibility all the time. Ensure that your mic is on mute. See, suppose I take an example. I have started working with a project on 1st Feb 2019. I have completed that project on 26 April 2020. Now my boss is asking me, Prabhas, to let me know how many days you exactly worked on that project so that I can make a billing to the customer accordingly. So basically my boss is interested in knowing how many working days or business days I have spent on that project. So in that case, we have got a ready-made formula in our Excel naming called net work days. And what it demands, start date, we do have, comma. What is the next thing? End date, we do have. Formula is ready only for a cell, but we need to apply over here, enter. So we have got two inputs and we have applied the same. So immediately you could notice my formula is ready with answer called over here, 321. So this is my network days, and over here to compute my business days or working days. Give it a try. Any questions, do let me know. Hope this is clear. Any questions, people? All right. So for your information, I would like to tell you one thing. This network days, it always calculates from Monday to Friday only. It always takes into consideration out of 7 working days or 7 days in a week, it considers only 5 working days in a week, Monday to Friday. Now, when I presented my answer in this format, my boss is not happy. And what he's saying? He's saying, Prabhas, if this is then this is wrong. Why? Because for that particular project, we worked for 6 working days because we had to meet the deadline. That's why we have spent 6 working days in a week. And secondly, in this 321, whatever it is that we have provided the answer during these 2 dates, whatever the public holidays, say January 26, August 15, or Dasera, Diwali, Durga Puja, or local holidays, anything like that, if it is there, or state-wise regional holidays, if it is there, those things are also included. But technically, we have not worked in those dates. So we have to eliminate those things also. So he's right. So now, based on the demand from the other side, whatever my boss is saying, absolutely correct. We need to exclude all those these dates. Well, so if that is the situation, how to deal with? See, we have got same start date and end date, not issue. But here, compute the business days or working days where Thursday is weekly off. It means out of 7 days in a week, I am not working in Thursday. If that is the case, and these are the list of public holidays where we have never worked for the office, that list is also available. So based on these things, if I need to define my number of working days spent on the project, then network days is not going to help me. We have got another formula called network days international. So INTL stands for international. This formula is available only in 2010 and above versions of Excel. So those who are having 2007, you will not be having this formula. Now, what it demands, start date, yes, we do have, comma, end date, we do have, comma. Now it is giving me a small pop-up. As for the question, what is the day I have never worked? So I have never worked on Thursday. So I'll go for Thursday only. So when I choose Thursday only, you can see towards the right side, it is showing Thursday is a weekend day. What it is showing? Thursday is a weekend day over here, isn't it? And the formula number also available. It's showing 15. And this is what our Thursday only. So once I go for this Thursday only, double click on the same, that immediately apply the number 15 to the formula. Comma, what's the next one? Holidays. So holidays is there starting from D10 till D15. And this is how you have to define your inputs. You cannot define a consolidated number of 25 days, 30 days, or 35 days. You cannot deduct like this. So maintenance of your list of holidays in Excel is mandatory for this kind of calculations. And once you're done with this, enter, you got your result, 381. So this is how, whenever there is a need, you can go for working with your formulas like your network is international, which will be more helpful. And whenever you happen to compute someone's efficiency, or if you've hired some machineries on the rental basis, you want to pay the rent for that based on the number of occupancy, you can go for it. So this is how our formula works. So please give it a try. Any difficulties in understanding, do let me know. So Srikanth, Santosh and Vatish, they have done. How about the others?
Dear Prabhas,
Yeah.
can you come again? How to select that 15, like what you have mentioned?
See, 15 by default, it comes when you go for completing your formula with network this international start date, comma, end date. Then you have to select by using the arrow keys, or you can take your mouse pointer Thursday only, wherever you have Thursday only. Because as per the question, Thursday I'm not working. So when I select Thursday only, Thursday is a weekend day, it shows already. So I have to double click on that and immediately that 15 will be added.
I feel that option is not available in older version like 2007.
Yeah, that's what I told you. This formula is available only in 2010 and above versions.
Okay, fine.
Yeah. All right. So I believe everybody is able to do that. Now let's proceed to our next example, what we have with us. Suppose, say, take an example. I am looking after some annual maintenance contracts with our vendors. Now, suppose, say, 11th December 2019, I furnished one contract with XYZ Enterprises Limited, and the asset is for HP printer. The duration we fixed for 16 months. Now I have a job. I need to find out when this contract is going to be expired so that I can take a call whether to renew the contract or to stop the service, or should I change the vendor, or I should go for some other terms and conditions. So date of expiry is very, very essential for me. So now if I happen to do the same, how will I do that? Now just take a look for the first case. 11th December 2019. After 16 months, what would be the date? Anybody? Just check manually and let me know. What would be the date of my expiry?
Is it 12th April 2020?
12th April 2020. Are you sure?
10th April 2021.
10th April 2021. Somewhat close. So sounds like accurate answer. Okay. So see, just for a case, we want to find out, we take this much of time. Think about it. And whenever you are working with your date related things, we have to be pinpoint accurate about that. That is also one thing. Now, if it is one case, I can compute it manually and get the accurate answer. The moment I open the file, there are 1,000 cases like this, and I am the sole caretaker of all the annual maintenance contracts. Just imagine. So can I take a whole take a calendar and hold it in one hand and keep computing? Do you think that this is an ideal process? No way. So in this case, how to deal with this kind of scenarios? I'll tell you. No need to do anything. Just 1 minute, watch my screen. See, I have selected my whole range, gone for equal to. There is a ready-made formula in our Excel naming called E-date. E stands for electronic. And what it demands me? Start date, date of AMC, comma. What is the next one? Is the months. We do have months, bracket close. Formula is ready, only for a cell. Need to apply for rest. Control enter. Got the data. But the problem is the data over here turns up in a number. Technically, we are looking for date. Now, what is the format right now? We have got it. If you want to know, home tab, it is showing me as general. But what I'm expecting, date. So any format, if you happen to convert into date format at any point of time, then the best option in your keyboard, just press Control, Shift, and 3. 3 is the hash key. Control Shift and 3 will be helping you to convert any format to date format. Check it out immediately. What it happens? Are you getting your data over here? Control Shift 3 as date format. Yes. So this is how, whenever there is a need, this kind of calculations, my friends, you can go for a simple formula called edate, obviously. And that edate, how to use that formula, where to use, I told you. So it's not only of this kind of calculation. I told you, if you have something, agreements, claims, or bank guarantees, or if you have got investment related documents, anywhere you can create this kind of formula and make your Excel tracker ready. And this is called your hash key. That is nothing but your numerical 3 over here. And what it does to convert to number format to date. So any format to date format, you can say. Just check it out. Is it working?
Yes, it is working.
Right. So this will help you to bring your data in accurate fashion, people. So whenever there is a need, I told you the scenarios where you can use it. And this will be very, very essential when you are going for Excel trackers or templates, whenever you are creating for your reports.
Prabhas,
Yeah.
this is in months. Can we do for weeks also?
Yeah. See, ideally, in a year, how many weeks we have? 52, right?
Yeah.
So we can consider 52. You can divide by how many weeks, or that how many years, and that you can define that. Not an issue.
So in this column there is a month, right?
Right.
So if you mention weeks, will it take?
No, not exactly in this fashion, because we have to convert the weeks into months. So if you talk about a weeks in a month, on an average, 4 weeks we have, correct?
Yeah.
4 weeks. So 4 weeks if you have, then you can divide by 4. Now taking an example over here, if I consider this as a weeks over here, right? So I'll be taking a formula over here equal to e date. If I'm going for directly taking this start date over here, comma, and my formula is in, suppose say this is in weeks, so I have to divide by 4. So I'll be getting a date again, and that I'm going to consider as my this date over here.
Okay.
So, Prabhas,
Yeah.
that shortcut what you have mentioned is standard for all the numerical digits to convert into date?
Any format, not numerical digit, any format to date format.
Fine. Okay.
Yeah. So date of expiry, we have computed with the formula called e-date. Now, though we have found out our expiry date, but that is not alone enough. Reason? What is the risk still it is there? 11th April 2021, is it going to fall in a weekday or weekend? That also we need to compute. So the next requirement is we need to identify what is the day. So to find out a day out of a date, we have a ready-made formula called text. So when I go for text formula, then it demands me where is the value, date of expiry, then format text. So what is the format we want? We want the date format in day. So we can take 4 Ds within 2 double inverted comma. Why 4 Ds? To get the complete string like Sunday, Monday. If you go for 3 Ds, what is going to happen? Only first 3 characters, sun, sun, mon, mon, like that will be getting. Is it case sensitive? No, it is not case sensitive. You can go for writing in capital letters, or you can write in small letters also. But you should define within 2 double inverted quotes. Now bracket close, control enter, and see. as usual, as we're anticipating the first case itself, it is falling in Sunday. So we should renew the contract before one day. So this is how, whenever there is a need, you can extract a day out of a date format. Very, very helpful. In our routine activities, we may get only the date. We never get a day options over here in the reports. So you can bring it on with the help of your text formula. Similarly, go and apply for month and year calculations too.
Prabhat, is it similar for month and year also?
Yeah, month also you can use text formula and taking the value, comma, within two double inverted comma, 4 M's.
It didn't happen. Okay, let me try again.
Yeah, sure.
The thing is, it's software, right?
Similarly, for year, you can go for typing the same text formula within two double inverted comma y 4 times, but that is not necessary. Why it is not necessary? Because text is a lengthy formula. So we have a ready-made year formula. You can take it for your calculation and get your result. So this is how, as I told you, wherever it is possible, try to keep your formula length always to the minimum level. So this is about our e-date and text formula and how to custom.
Month is coming day only again. Hello?
No, month in, what is the formula you have written?
Text.
Yeah, text, but in double inverted comma, what you have given?
D.
So D means day will come, no? For month, if you're looking for M, you should define M 4 times.
Yes.
See, in our date format, what is the standard date format we follow? DD, MMYY or MMDDYY, where D plays the role of day, M for month, Y for year. So what you exactly looking for, the format text you have to customize. So hope this calculation is clear what we did. Now, Coming to the next, we have got a invoice numbers, a column, and one more column is there called invoice date. So stay focused with the requirement. Now suppose, say, take an example. As per our GST Act, whenever we sell a particular product to our client or we provide some service to our client, we need to collect GST from the particular person. And we know when we collected GST, it's not something we can use for our personal benefits. We have to pay it to the government, and that too within a stipulated time. So now the same thing what we are going to do or achieve over here is, if you look at what it demands me, I have got invoice numbers, I have got invoice dates, and whatever the tax I have collected, it is due for payment by 5th of the next month. So if you say the first case, 16th June 2015 is the invoice date, by 5th July 2015, the amount has to be paid to the government. If 14 December 2015 is the date, by 5th January 2016 is supposed to be paid to the government. So like this, I need to compute the due dates so that I can make the payment in time and I can avoid the penalty for the delayed payment charges or something. I can avoid that. So that is what the requirement. All right. So hope you have understood the story, what we need to do. Yes, people?
Yeah, we are calculating the due date, right?
Right, right. So the due date is nothing but the subsequent month or the next month by 5th, it has to be paid. So how to compute exactly those dates? So here, if you think like a layman, okay, how to compute that? Take a first case. If I successfully find out whichever the month, say June month is the invoice date. So June month, what is the last date of the June? Is the 30th? Then post to that 5 more days I need to add. If I do that, automatically it will become my answer. June, if you talk about 30th June 2015 is the last date. 5 more days. So 5th July 2015 will automatically turn out my answer. Correct? So basically what I need to do, whichever the month that invoice belong to, that month last date, if you successfully find out, 5 more days adding is not a big task. But finding the last date of the month is more challenging. Why? Because month doesn't have a standard number of days. Somewhere the month is 28, 29, 30, somewhere it is 31. All these problems are there. Do you agree with me?
Yes, yes.
So in this case, to find out the result, how to make my job easy, please stay focused in my screen for a minute. We have a ready-made formula called EO month. EO month, end of month. So taking the data, this is my date, comma. That month end date, what would be for that? 0. So months is nothing but 0. What is the significance of typing 0? 0 stands for current month. Current month in the sense the month which the date belongs to. So date belongs to June month. So June month last date I'm looking for means Judo. Suppose date is of 16th June month, but I'm looking for July month last date. So for June, July will be the next month. I should define 1. If the date is of June, but I'm looking for previous month last dates for June previous month. What is the previous month? May -1. So this is the significance of defining 0, 1, -1. So our requirement is 0. Stands for current month. Now the moment I go for this, control enter, can you see each and every case we successfully find out our last date of that month. But to get our exact due date, I need to add 5 more days. So 5 is nothing but 5 number of days. Now control enter, see the result. Immediate effect, we got the things. So this is how the moment whenever there is a need, we can go for this kind of results by using our EO month. Now, in this case, 3 things we used. 0 stands for current month. Please give it a try. Any difficulties, do let me know. 1 for next month. -1 for previous month. Yes, people, if you have any questions, please ask me. Because this will be very, very helpful in our routine activities, the formula and functions to make our job easy.
Prabhas, here also you see this 5th of next month falls on some day or like that.
Yeah, if you want, you can find out. See, now suppose say 5th July, I have a visit. I have to go to the government department. I have a visit. If that is falling in Sunday, so I have to make a visit before 1 day or 2 days, depending upon 5 working or 6 working days. All right, so we got a calculations with regard to our date related, whatever the challenges mostly we face, how to make our job easy, finding the right solution, we got a basic understanding. Now we are going to see some time related some challenges or time stamp calculations, how to do. Let's go and discuss about this. We have it two columns over here. The next example, login time and logout time. Let's consider a situation. The moment I come to office, we have a biometric system where we punch our finger. And when you punch your finger in the back end of the system, the time is being captured in this format. And what is the format of time? The time format is globally, we follow this format as hours, minutes, and seconds. Similarly, when I'm done for the day, I'm going out of my factory or office premises. Again, I have to punch my finger in the out time system. And when I punch my finger, it again captures in the time format like this. Now, suppose say I am more curious to know that what is that timeline in terms of hours, minutes, and seconds I have served for my company for the day. If I want to know what we do in that case, we go for equal to logout time minus login time. Do you agree with me? Basic mathematics. This is the moment I go for this, what happens? Some cases it works fine, some cases it is giving trouble. And where it is unable to find the answer, the case where suppose somebody turns up office at 8:30 p.m. in the evening, he works for whole night, and very subsequent day 5:30 a.m. in the morning when he leaves the organizations, then in that case it is giving it trouble. But I cannot have two different formulas to handle two different time shift people. So whichever the shift people turns up, my formula should be ready enough to answer that. So in this case, how to get your accurate answer? So I'll tell you again, our people will tell you a lot of things. Don't go for the things. I'll tell you very basic and simple calculation. See, I'll be taking over here. We know one thing. In a day, how many hours we have? 24. Do you agree? We have 24 hours in a day. Minus login time, what time I logged in, plus logout time. A basic mathematics, nothing else. The moment I hit Control Enter, can you see the result? We got the answer. So this is how, whenever there is a need, if you happen to compute the time system calculations, if your time system is there in proper time format, you can go for a simple formula like this. So even though people turns up in the morning, general, or evening shift or night shift, you can calculate properly. So please give it a try. Any difficulties, do let me know.
advanced question.
Sir, can we go for one more or two more columns?
Two more column in the sense I cannot get you.
You can select one column. Initially, 37 would leave.
37. No, we got the answer for four cases, 4 people, 4 employees. This is the solution I am typed over here. For 9 hours, this is the solution. Is equal to 24 minus login time plus logout time. All right. So I believe everybody is clear with the answer what we have calculated in the previous case. Now, what if any activity?
Prabhas,
yeah.
once again, if we select with 24, it will automatically convert into as a time kind of a zone or what?
Yeah, that is how the Excel time system is being designed. We have got 24 hours in a day. So it is taking hours, minutes, and seconds calculations, though it is AM, PM calculations or hours, minutes, or 12 hours format or 24 hours format, not an issue.
Okay, 24 will stand for time zone.
Yes.
Thank you.
Now,
May I request at least 5 to 10 minutes bio break?
Yes, we'll go for that. After completing this, I was about to this. I will tell you, this is the last one from this sheet. We can complete another 2 minutes. You give me just 2 minutes of time. We'll complete and go for a break. Don't worry. Right. Now you can ask me a question, Prabhas. What if any activity exceeds more than 24 hours or more than a day? If that is the case, then how to compute those timestamp? How to compute the results? So let me take you through next example. Suppose say one factory has come to my one lorry has come to my factory premises on 16th April 2018 at 9 a.m. It has gone inside to deliver the goods or to unload the material. And 17th April 2018 at 11 a.m. it has gone outside of the factory. After unloading the materials, it has left. Now, I am a bit curious to know that how many hours it has taken to unload the material. If I want to know, then how will I know that? So just technically, if you see, manually check and let me know how many hours it has taken the lorry to unload the material. 26 hours. So 26 hours. So I consider this is what our group call. Everybody is okay with this answer. Now, if this is the case, one case I can compute it manually and I can get to know. The moment I open that file, there are 1,000 vehicle movements have happened in that month. So I am looking for the result for 1,000 cases. So if that is the case, then how to deal with the same? So here I'll tell you a very simple way. What we can do is first we can go and prepare some data for us, column like start date and time. Start date and time. Okay. Then I'll go for end date and time. End date and time. Then I'll go for my duration. Okay, so these are the 3 columns I need for my calculations purpose. I have created that. Now start date and time equal to start date plus start time. Date with time we are going to add it over here. No worries. Whatever the output turns up, don't bother about that, but ensure the formula references, whatever you have taken, the proper cell references, you are also taking the same. Okay. Similarly, end date and time is equal to end date plus end time. Whatever the output comes, don't worry about that, but the formula references should be proper. Now, coming to our duration, if I go for it, the basic mathematics we know, end time minus our start date and time, we can go for the result. But the problem is the output comes in decimals, 1.0833 and all, it comes in decimals. But how to express the same in terms of hours? So the best option, what you can do, any point of time, any number or decimals, if you want to convert into hours, we know multiply by 24. Simple result. You can go for it over here. And the moment I go for this, now my result is there on. Now, if I happen to convert into minutes, I can simply go and multiply. How many minutes in an hour? We know 60. So I can simply multiply by 60. So that will be in terms of minutes. But our answer we are going to confine in terms of hours. So we can simply multiply by 24 and get the result. So see how quick and easy it is over here. So this is how, whenever there is a need, you are paying the piece rate basis over here or hourly basis, any payments are being happening, you can calculate the exact hours it has taken to complete the task. Based on that, the payments you can disperse. So this is how the formula about timestamp calculations, if the activity exceeds 24 hours, you can calculate. So give it a try. Any doubt, any queries, you can ask me.
Can't we made it in a day and an hour, like hours or minutes?
See, day and hour, what is the point of doing that? When I'm making the payment in hourly basis, so what is the point of distributing today?
Right. Okay, I got it.
Yeah. So I can have a simple one more column. My hourly, whatever the rate, the wages column I'll be preparing, I'll be simply multiplying is equal to this, multiply by number of my whatever the amount I have fixed for per hour rate. It will be easy. Right, people? Clear? Any doubt, any queries? Anybody? All right, so in our system now, 4:30 p.m. over here, we'll go for a short break of 10 minutes. So dot 4:40, again, we are going to meeting. So you can have a brisk and come back soon. We'll discuss the rest.
Thank you. Yes, Mr. Prabhas.
Yeah.
Thank you.
So I'll be in mute. I'll be back in 10 minutes. So I believe everybody's back. Could you please respond in the chat box? Why for yes? Okay, great. Well, so we have done with our date challenge sheet. Now we are proceeding with to the next called data presentation. So let's go for that. So here in the sheet, you can see we have got 12 months revenue data. Now let's take a look on that and let me take you through the background story of this data. So let me put it across in a example format. Now take an example. Suppose my boss asked me, Prabhas, get me the entire 12 months revenue data. So what I did, whatever the product wise, month wise Excel sheets I would have prepared, I will open, and this is the final summary. I will consolidate and I will be making it ready. So the data, whatever I have made it ready, this is ready for the next level, no issue. But this is anybody's job. Anybody can do that. Now, when I am presenting something to my next level people, how to make it different from others, or what kind of value addition I can give it over here. So when I'm presenting to my audience will be happy enough watching the same, or what else I can do to make it more informative. So look at the data and do let me know, give me your opinion, how to improve this. What are the areas we can add it over here so that people will love to see to make it informative. Whatever thing that comes to your mind, no issues. Please share your view.
So we can make it a cumulative calculation and how much was the individual month contribution, like that we can add.
Okay, so one thing we can go for month wise, whatever things data can be defined in terms of percentage, or month on month we can data add it on and we can make it as a cumulative value. Okay, that's a very good. Two things we have just accepted. Yes, what else we can do?
You can know the trend also based on those data.
Trend means what does it exactly? How do you define the trend?
Which month has contributed how much? Means how which was the month we had the best and which of the month we have the least sale, kind of thing.
Okay, so basically in one line, if you want to say which month we have got the maximum revenue, which month we have got the least revenue or the minimum revenue, we can highlight and showcase it separately. Okay, that can be done. Very good. What else? Yes, people, give me your view. See, I mean, when I'm seeking your support, you have to support me. See, I could have directly taken you to the answer. I can tell you, okay, these things you can use and you can present it. Why we are taking a discussion on this? Because you can share your view where the things are lacking with. And when you share your viewpoint, it may be helping your other group members also. That's why we are taking an open discussion, right? So only one or two persons will be active participants. Later, all the people will be just like a dormant participant. That doesn't make any sense. As I told you in the beginning, this is a virtual platform. I am not watching your videos. I can just keep watching you over there. I can just tell you, okay, do this, don't do this. So when I'm seeking your support, you have to be actively participating with your discussion. So anybody else would like to share something on this to make some improvements? Please share your opinion. Can we present our data in the format of a charts and graphs? Is that a value addition? What do you say? The entire 12 months data,
Yes, yes.
the entire 12 months data, we can present it in the format of a charts and graph. This is one more things we can do. Anybody's mic, if it is on, kindly mute it. I told you several times, please listen to me. So here we are having a discussion that the data is there, but how to make some improvements on that. All right. So whatever we discussed, it's a fair enough. The inputs we can add it. So let's start from the scratch. The moment you are working with the data, the minimum element is missing called total. In any data, we must have total. So to have a total, keep your cursor in your total cell over here and go for Alt equal to the quick keyboard shortcut, Alt equal to make a total. Make it that. right? Don't you think this is required?
Alt equal to.
Yes.
Uh,
The keyboard shortcut Alt equal to, if you have to press together, Alt with equal to sign, when you press together, that will help you to bring an immediate sum formula. Now hit enter, you will be getting a total. So everybody is getting 33,715. Could you please quickly confirm?
$33,715.
Yes. Okay, great. Now suppose say this is what our friend Madhu has presented to his boss. Madhu, are you there? Madhu Kumar? Madhu Kumar, can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
Okay, great. So I'm just taking your name for our story. Is there any objection?
No, sir.
Thank you so much. So now take an example. Our friend Madhu Kumar has presented this data to the next level. Now, when Madhu is presenting to his boss might be interested in watching the revenue data in US dollar in terms of lakhs, crores, billions, millions like this, he would be happy. But when he's going to present the data to the management is not worried about seeing the data in billions, millions and all. They want to see the revenue data, but in terms of percentage. So let's go and create one more column naming called revenue percentage. Revenue percentage. All right. Now, what should be the formula for revenue percentage column? So please stay focused for 1 minute on my screen. Equal to taking the revenue data from the left January should be divided with my over here, the total revenue. Do you agree with this formula?
No. No.
Okay.
Yes.
Yes. No. I don't agree.
Okay. Why you are not going to agree? May I know the reason?
See, you are going to divide 12 months of data with one single total. Okay.
Right.
So where is a constant. So this individual months can be starting with a dollar sign and divided by can be the same.
No, not individual month is required. So every month wise, I should divide with B17 only.
Correct.
That is,
So
that is,
in
that is.
that case, you can put a dollar sign in E and E again dollar sign 5 divided by this last number.
No. Then that doesn't make any sense. See, every month and month, when I copy this formula towards down, my month should move one by one cell. But every month it has to be divided with total revenue only. Right? So I should lock only my total revenue, not the month revenue. The total revenue should be locked. So this is the formula, we are taking it, right? The moment I hit enter, I am getting my data, but it is in terms of decimals. But the header, what we have provided, revenue should be in terms of percentage. So any format, if you happen to convert into percentage format, Control, Shift, 5. Can you see numerical 5 on your respective keyboard? Is it showing a percentage symbol? So Control, Shift and 5 to convert any format to percentage format. Done. Now the same we can apply for the rest. Double click on the fill handle, and the moment I want to go for total, is it giving me 100%? So am I in the right track? Right? So let's go for it. Give it a try. Any difficulties, any confusion, please make it clear. Hope this is clear, people. Yeah. Now, what's the next objective? Next objective is what we can do. Can we compare the data month and month and showcase the difference, whether the revenue is in increasing trend or decreasing trend? Can we show that? Month and month, how is the growth? Can we show that?
Yes.
So we will be creating one more column naming called growth. We'll be creating one more column naming called growth. Now, what should be the formula for growth column? So please stay focused for a minute, understand the concept, then you can try. See, as we know, growth for the month of Jan, do you have anything to compare with when you start working with Jan? Do you have anything before January? No. Since January is the first month of the year, growth is nothing. But when you go to Feb, we have got something to compare with. Do you agree? So what should be the formula for growth column is equal to Feb revenue minus Jan revenue. Do you agree with the formula?
Yes.
And the moment we hit enter, got the result ready. The same we can apply for the rest, right? So we got the answer. So this is how we got one more column ready, naming called growth. So please do that. Now, growth in terms of value, whatever our friend Madhu has presented, maybe his immediate boss would be happy watching the same. But when the data goes to the management level, they want to see the growth, but in terms of percentage. So now let us go. Yes. Yes. Any questions from anybody? Okay. So as we discussed, the next column will be growth percentage. So what should be the formula for growth percentage column? Let's go and discuss. Stay focused for a minute. See, as we discussed, growth in terms of value, when you go for Jan month is nothing. Similarly, growth percentage is also nothing. But when you go to the growth in terms of value for the Feb, we have defined the formula, got some value. Similarly, when you go for the percentage, what should be the formula? Is equal to whatever the growth we have found out by comparing the data from Jan to Feb, that has to be divided with the base month. So in Jan and Feb comparison, which is the base month? Base is January. Do you agree with this formula?
Yes.
The moment I hit enter, I got the answer in terms of decimal, and I told you to convert any format to percentage format, control, shift, and 5. So when I go for control, shift, and 5 with immediate effect, I got the result in terms of percentage. And now my growth percentage is ready. So check it out. Any difficulties in understanding, do let me know. Or anybody is getting a different answer, please ask me.
It's 178. Can you please put your cursor there? It's 178.
Hope this is clear. Growth percentage. So just imagine we were thinking of only these two columns, but this much of task is pending. And when you provide all this information, how my data becomes so expressive, how becomes so informative. What else we can do with regard to this data? What else we can do as a value addition? Let's discuss. See, as we discussed already that the entire data, whatever you have presented, we can present our data in the format of a cumulative data. Cumulative in the sense, if you talk about January revenue, 3963, but when you reach to February, you should combine Jan with Feb. Similarly, when you complete March, Jan, Feb plus March. When you complete April, Jan, Feb plus March plus April. So this kind of data, when you want to express it in our Excel, we call that column name as cumulative or accumulated data or running total. But in the corporate reports, we call it as YTD. What is that? YTD, year to till date. So starting from the year beginning till date, what is the status that we are providing? Similarly, we can go for MTD also. If you are presenting only 1 month record starting from day 1 till day 30, whatever the production or consumption, whatever the expenses you have maintained, that you have maintained as MTD. Now YTD, for the month of January, whatever we have made, will it be the same revenue for the YTD column? Do you agree? January month, whatever the revenue, will it be the same value as YTD column first month value?
Yes.
Now, the moment we go to Feb is equal to Jan month YTD plus Feb month current revenue. Do you agree with this formula?
Yes.
Now, the moment we hit enter, can you see the moment we reach to Feb, is it showing the combination of Jan plus Feb? Yes. Now, the same we can apply for the rest. And the moment we reach to the December month YTD, is it matching with my total revenue?
Yes.
So we are in the right track. So this is how we have understood how to create a column naming called YTD, year to till date. So please do that. Any difficulties, do let me know.
Please explain.
Yes.
Yes.
I'm getting up to 7748 only at 9385.
Well, so if you keep the cursor in 7748, you double click on the fill handle. Are you getting the answer? Double click on that drag button.
No.
What is the formula you have taken in Jan?
Jan 3963 plus 0.
No. In YTD column for Jan month, that is F5. What you have taken the formula in
V5
F5?
plus V5 plus 0.
No, V5 0. Why it is 0? Why you are looking for 0? So is equal to B5. Okay. Now the moment you go to Feb month, what is the formula you have taken?
B6 plus B5.
B6 plus?
B5.
You should take F5 because you have to relate your YTD column for the month of Jan plus Feb month current revenue. There is the mistake. Now, once you go for this, then you double click on the fill handle. Now you check, are you getting the December month data 33715?
Yes, I am getting it.
Right. So YTD in terms of value, maybe my immediate boss would be happy watching the same. But when I'm presenting my data to the management, they are interested in watching YTD, but it should be in terms of percentage. So our next column requirement is YTD percentage value. Now, stay focused for a minute. YTD for the month of Jan is nothing but Jan month revenue. Similarly, YTD percentage, can it be the Jan month revenue percentage? Do you agree?
Yes.
The moment I go to Feb is equal to Jan month YTD percentage plus Feb month revenue percentage. Do you agree with this formula?
Yes.
The moment I hit enter, I got the answer. Now the double click on fill handle. The moment I reach to the month of December, is it matching with my total revenue in percentage column? December month YTD percentage, is it matching with my total revenue in percentage column? If it is matching, I'm in the right track. So this is how you should keep creating the answer in any data. It's not only confined to accounts, finance, production planning, or HR. Anywhere you are working with, you should add this kind of statistical calculations and present your data. So that will be making your data more informative. All right. So hope everybody is clear. Any doubt, any queries in this?
When I calculate the January YTD percentage,
Yeah, YTD percentage.
the January month.
Okay, that is the same January revenue percentage. In the column G5 formula should be is equal to C5.
G5 is equal to G5.
In G5 cell, the formula has to be equal to C5.
Okay. Thank you.
Right.
One more thing.
Yeah.
Sorry, I am recollecting this.
Okay.
Growth percentage for February. When you keep your cursor over that. E6. E6.
Okay.
What was the formula?
The growth for the month of Feb, that is D6 divided by B5. B5 is the base month for D6.
Understand.
Right. So this is what taking your live data, keep practicing about all these formulas, people. And this is very, very essential since we are not doing the quality of report is missing. All right, no issues. Now we learned how to make it informative. Now keep your cursor anywhere in the data and go for Control A. Control A. Always ensure that once your data is ready, make sure you are giving a tabular filling to your data.
What control?
Yeah, Control A. A for all, Control A. So keeping the cursor anywhere in the data, you can go for Control A. And once you have done with this, to give a tabular filling, there are two ways. One, you can take your help of your mouse going to home. You can use border. You can use all border. This is with the help of mouse. If you do not want to take the help of mouse, if you ask me, I always believe in working with keyboard shortcut. Go for Alt, H for home, B for border, A for all border. What is that? Alt, H, B, A. That is H for home, B for border, A for all border. So whichever it is comfortable for you, you can go for it, but the application should apply to make it as all borders. This is the first thing we should do after the data population. Hope it is clear.
Alter.
One by one, no need to press all together and struggle. One by one, first Alt, then remove the finger, then H, remove the finger, then B, then remove the finger, then A. So this is called menu-driven keyboard shortcut. All right. Now, once we have done one thing, please keep in your mind, friends, the data, whatever you are preparing nowadays in Excel, mere presenting the numbers in Excel is not enough. People are expecting that you should make your data presentation in such a way, it will be adding more value towards your presentation and people should be happy watching the same. So in one line, what is that nowadays people are expecting is you should present your data in a infographic presentation or bit of formatting data people are more expecting. So what kind of format minimum it is required? First thing, whenever you are presenting your data, the first column, make sure alignment should be left. But rest of the columns, the data alignment should be center. Data alignment should be center. So going to home, alignment, and you can go for center, or you can go for a simple keyboard shortcut, Alt, H for home, A for alignment, C for center. This is for center alignment. So whichever it is comfortable for you, you can do it, not an issue. Now, once it is ready, of course, you can take this. And if my boss is asking me, Prabhas, why don't you get the things in the PowerPoint? I no need to struggle while presenting the data in PowerPoint. See, with immediate effect, I can go to PowerPoint and I can make my presentation. And whenever I am making it, people will love to see that with neat and clean format. And why I no need to struggle? Because already the same people have seen, and this data, whatever I have prepared in Excel, it is already formatted. So I hardly need to struggle in PowerPoint. All right. So this is how, whenever you present your data in formatted pattern in Excel, you hardly need to struggle in PowerPoint. And that's the reason why in Excel, the formatting plays also a very important role. All right, people. Hope this is working. So far, whatever we have done, all are good with that.
Yeah.
Right.
Very much.
Now, once we have done with this, come down over here. Now we'll see how to make our data presentable. How to make our data presentable. Earlier, we have seen how to make it informative. All right. Let's go for the same data, what we have. 12 months revenue data is there. Now I want to make it more presentable. So the best thing what we can do, select your data, go to home tab. Over here, we have an option called format as table. Format as table in the home tab. And when you open that, you'll be finding the options are opened in 3 different types of categories, like light, medium, and dark. Always go for light or medium. Do not go for the dark option. The reason, the more the dark color you use in Excel, the file size will become more. So it's always better go for light or medium. So I'll take one medium category out of this. The moment I click, it will take me to a dialog box like this. No worries, click OK and see the beauty. With immediate effect, some ready-made formatting will be applied to my data. Alternate rows are highlighted. My headers are properly defined with some kind of high definition colors. Headers are defined with our filter buttons and thick borders are available. Below to December, thick border also available, making it sure that data is ending up over here. Right? Looks good. Clear? So everybody is able to get the hang on format as table, people. It's there in our home tab, format as table, light or medium. Now the moment I have applied this, yeah, home format as table, light or medium category, anything.
Is it in the editing? Format of table. Yes. Yes, please proceed.
Right. Now, the moment I have presented the same, my boss is quite happy watching the same. And we know one thing, when boss is happy, what happens? The expectation level goes high, the workload increases, and the same thing happened. So what my boss is saying, Pravas, you have given me the revenue data, that's fine. But what I am expecting over here to generate this much of revenue, how much incentives we have paid, I want to see that. So my boss is expecting I should go and create a column naming called incentive. Let's go and create incentive. And the moment you hit enter, see the beauty, what happens? Can you identify what's the beauty? The moment you type incentive and hit enter, what is happening?
Automatically forms a table.
Right. The formatting automatically carried forward to the next column. Have you ever seen while creating table, your format goes along with the table? No. We always keep using the format painter. But today, since we have got format as table option on, we no need to go for such kind of extra activities over here. So we can save some time. So that's the beauty. Now coming to incentive calculation. Now suppose say in our organization steer world, we have got a uniform policy. Whatever the revenue we generate, out of that 5% we declare as incentive. Suppose say this is what we have a policy. Now what would be the calculation formula for incentive? Is equal to revenue from the left. If I take it, it takes this kind of at the rate, square brackets and all. Don't worry, don't be panicking for that. Just take the reference, that is B24, multiply 5%. And the moment I hit enter, can you see the beauty again? What happens? It not only applies to a cell, but also the entire column. I no need to go for copy paste formula, dragging the formula, or going for control enter or control D. Anything is not required at all. Can you imagine how your speed is going to increase because of this format as table? Right, people? So revenue, we have got it. Incentive, we have computed. Ideally, what would be the next column? Is the net revenue. So let's go and create one more column naming called net revenue. What should be the formula for net revenue? Basic mathematics, anybody?
Revenue minus incentive.
Simple. So let's go for is equal to B24 minus C24. And the moment you hit enter, can you see with immediate effect, it applies for the whole column? So format as table option, how it helps us, we got a basic understanding. So I believe everybody is able to do up to this level. Please confirm quickly in the chat box why for yes.
Please go for incentive.
Equal to B24 multiplied by 5%.
Coming automatically or at the revenue is coming automatically, right?
Yeah, that's the default option. Okay. Now, once we have done with this, as per the minimum requirement, we know the data must have a total. A table must have a total, but we do not have a total. Can you see that? In the bottom side, do you see a total anything?
No.
So how to bring the total? We don't need to go and create manually the total. See, everything is already there. Only thing is we need to customize according to the need. So keeping your cursor in the data, if you see on your ribbon menu, there is an option called table design. Is it activated?
Out of my, Anup, Anup.
Yeah, any questions?
Please move on, Prakash.
See, keeping the cursor in the table, if you look at your ribbon menu and extreme right, one tab is activated, naming called table design, depending upon the versions of Excel, you will be finding. Is it there? I'm highlighting on the screen. You can cross check even.
Table design is there.
Right. So going to table design, if you see, there is an option called total row. Checkbox is not activated. Total row checkbox is not activated. Can you see?
Yes.
So you have to activate that checkbox and see the immediate effect in the bottom phase of your table data. A total row will be added. And this will be defining the total for net revenue column. What if you want to get a total for revenue column? Simple. You can keep the cursor in revenue column total cell. You will be finding a drop down over here, drop down. And if you click that drop down, it will show the list of formula. And for making a total, which formula ideally we use? For making a total, so we go for some formula and we got the total ready. So this is how, can you imagine? I mean, entire thing is there in the format as table itself, but only thing is we need to customize according to the need and we can save our time. Data will be more expressive, presentable, and people will love to see that. So this is how format as table option, how it helps us, we have understood.
Prabhas, I am not able to get the table design in my.
Where is your cursor? Where is your cursor?
Cursor is there on home. If I click.
No. You keep your cursor in the table anywhere. In this table anywhere. You can keep your cursor anywhere.
Okay, table design has come.
Now in table design, you have a total row. One checkbox is there, total row.
Yeah.
That you have to activate.
Okay.
Then in the bottom side, immediately you'll be getting a total row.
Yeah.
And if you keep your cursor in revenue USD column total cell, a drop down will appear.
Right.
In drop down, you have to select sum.
Okay.
Right. Now, once we have done up to this level, keeping your cursor in the header, in this table header, any header, month, revenue, incentive, net revenue, any cell, but the header one. Go for Control A. When you go for Control A, able to select the entire table?
Yes.
Now, as I told you, the first thing, always give a feel of a table by applying the borders. And how to apply the borders? Whichever it is comfortable for you, either Alt HBA or going to Home tab, borders, all borders, you can choose with the help of mouse. No worries. This is the first thing we should do. Then step 2, what we need to do, I told you, when you have a table, the first column alignment should be left, but rest of the column alignment should be center. What is the shortcut? Alt HAC or Home tab, alignment, center alignment, you can choose whichever it is comfortable. But sometimes what it happens, While this kind of table we create or we copy paste from different Excel file, or from Word to Excel we copy, or from PDF to Excel when we copy, you would have seen sometimes the data columns are not visible properly, or it would be kind of a hash symbols. It comes, and what we do, we take our mouse pointer and keep expanding the columns by double click, double click, double click. We keep doing that. Do you agree with me?
Yes.
So that is the habit we have to stop today. So whenever you have the data in that format, okay, keeping the cursor over here, select your table, obviously. Now, the moment we go for this, ensure that the character length, whatever we have in the cells, is sufficient to the column width. Or in one line, you can say the column width has to be adjusted along with your character length of your cells. So for that, we have an option called auto fit of column width by using a keyboard shortcut Alt O C A. What is that? Alt one by one. O for format, C for column, A for auto fit. So this is called auto fit of column width. Okay. If you want to go for menu driven command, home tab, format, auto fit of column width. So I'm giving you both the options. Whichever the options you are comfortable, you can go for it. But if you ask me, Prabhas, what would be your recommendation? I would always prefer to work in keyboard shortcuts. So how to make our data informative, how to make our data presentable. Any doubt, any queries in this sheet?
No.
All right. Coming to the next. Okay. Now, over here, if you look at, we have got a data. I will like to know about what is this exactly. We have got the employee list who are working in my department. The employee codes are there, and their date of joining in my organization in Steward World, that is also there. My management has given me a task. What is that? That Prabhas, please let me know whoever the people works in your department, what is their experience as on date? What is the task? Whoever the employees working in my department, what is the experience of them in Steer World as on date? I have to count or compute, and I have to give a report on the same. Well, now my HR department is there to do such kind of calculation. Then why management has given the task to me? The reason is very simple. Management has given the task to the respective HODs or department head, whoever it is, so that the things will be more streamlined and the burden will be minimized. All right, but how to do that? Because I have to be pinpoint accurate. Even for a single day also, I have to be pinpoint accurate in terms of experience if I talk about. And how you're expressing your experience in terms of years, months, and days. So that is what we are going to do now. Well, now if this is the case, then how to deal with? Here, our people, they will suggest you very lengthy formulas. But at the end of the day, if you ask them, are you confident about your formula? They will not be ready to accept it because they themselves are not clear whether the formula is going to give the right answer or not. So I'll tell you, don't be get panic or don't get confused. Don't go for any other opinion. There is only one way out. To deal with this kind of problems, we have to deal with a formula, a hidden formula of Excel, naming called our date diff. What is this formula name? Date diff. This formula is not there in our front end, but yes, this is a hidden formula. And why it is hidden? There is a drawback in this formula. So since 1985 till 2021 version of Microsoft Excel, this formula is hidden. And I'll prove you this is a hidden formula. See, whenever we are working with any formula, we have worked around so many formulas, right? So take an example, any formula you write it, say EDATE. When I type ED, my Excel is giving me a helping hand. What is EDATE? If I go for tab key over here, then it is also helping me how to write EDATE formula. I can get that. Yes, very well. But if I go for over here, say equal to date diff, do I get anything? No, because this is a hidden formula of Excel. Even though you try hard in your system also, you will not be getting the same date diff. But trust me, there is a formula. So since the formula instructions are not visible, we have to work together. So please start working with me. Keeping your cursor below to year equal to date diff. Make sure you are typing the spelling properly. DATEDIF. Date, then diff. People pronounce it sometimes wrongly. They pronounce it as dated if. No, this is a date related formula. You must read as date diff, but it's a single F. Okay. Now date diff, how it starts with any date formula always starts with a start date. So start date is nothing but date of joining for our case. Yes, people. Make sense? Start date is nothing but date of joining in case of hours. All right, comma. Coming to the next input. Whenever you are computing the difference between two setup of dates, the next input would be the end date. Like if you talk about our formulas, network days international, what is the next input we were taking? The end date. But here in our case, what is our end date? You are trying to compute your experience, but as on today, correct? Yes. So today, if you want to go for it, today's date, you don't need to have a separate column called today's date. You can use a ready-made formula for Excel naming called today. So today formula will be generating today's date from your system. So go and type today, TODAY, bracket open and bracket close. Now, we are trying to compute the difference in year column. So our third input has to define our year. So for the timing, take a reference of a blank cell above to the year category and bracket close, hit enter. So we have taken start date, comma, today formula, comma, our a blank cell called D4 above to the year cell. The moment you hit enter, you are getting some error. No worries, don't be panic. We know why there is an error because our third input has defined to a blank cell. Go to that blank cell and type just Y. Why? Because Y represents our year. It's already predefined by Microsoft Excel. D stands for day, M stands for month, Y stands for year. So since we are operating with year, we can go for Y. So can you see? You get your answer as 13. Please confirm. So though date diff is a hidden formula, how to write the same, we got a clarity on that. Any difficulties, you can ask me.
Prabhas, if you drag that to all the columns, it is not giving the numbers, no? It will not give.
Don't go for that level. We are going step by step. Just hold on that. That will be answered.
Okay.
Don't worry. Right.
So
Yeah.
Mine is not coming.
Okay, what is the formula you have taken? Could you please read that?
One second. Date diff
Spell it please.
TA equal to TEDIF
Okay,
with a column opening. Okay,
bracket.
means bracket open
Okay,
and C5
C6. Uh-huh.
C6
Comma.
comma today
Okay.
and bracket close.
Today open bracket and close bracket.
Again we have to do
Today
open
bracket open and close bracket. Both the brackets should be there.
Yeah. Then
Comma.
followed by
Comma.
comma.
Then
Then
D4. The cell D4 above to the year D4.
no, it is slash NUM. It is coming.
Okay, you go to that above to the year cell where
Yes.
Y is written. Have you written Y over there? In D4,
Coming 13.
in
Understood. Why
okay,
I have written? The moment I have written Y, it is 13 showing.
yeah.
Now my question. Why we need to mention Y here there?
That is what I told you in our second example itself when we explained the results. At that time also I explained the moment we go for D, why 4 Ds? D represents your day, M represents your month, Y represents your year. The Excel date format DDMMYY or MMDDYY, this is predefined format and Microsoft Excel has already predefined all these things. We are not defining anything of our own.
So in that case, it should be 4 digits, right? Why only one Y?
Why 4 Ys? See,
Here 4 formats, right?
2021,
22, 2022.
1 minute. 4M, 3M, 4D, 3D. What is the implication?
You are not covering all this.
I told you already. You did not listen to me. That's not my mistake. Sorry, you cannot blame me like that. I'm sorry. I have explained everything. The moment you go for 4D, what is the reason? To get the complete string of the day, Sunday. If you go for 3D, you will be getting only first 3 characters of the day. If you go for 2D, you will be getting the date in terms of number, right? So that is what the implications. Now the moment when you go for 4Y over here, so entire year in 4 characters. If I go for only Y, it will be representing my year. The moment you go for any date formula, DD, MM, YY, or MM, DD, YY. This is the Excel format, the date format recommends. This is how we work globally, correct?
Yes.
Right. So that is how these things operates. We are not defining anything of our own. This is already predefined. Y stands for year, M stands for month, and D stands for day. Hope now it is clear.
Clear.
Right, very good. Now let us go for application of our date diff formula to find out the month and day answer as well. So let's go for is equal to date diff, bracket open, start date, that is date of joining, C6, comma, today formula, then go for Excel operator, M for month. Similarly, for day also is equal to date diff, comma, today formula, comma, Excel operator. So please give it a try and let me know what is the answers you have received. So in the year column 13, month column 156, day column 4760. Is it the same answer you received, everyone?
Prabhas, can you come again with the month and day? Sorry, I missed.
Yeah, no problem. Month, you can go for is equal to date diff, start date, that is C6, comma, today formula, comma, E4. E4 is nothing but our Excel operator. M stands for month.
Okay, okay. All right.
Yeah.
Thank you.
So far we have understood, though date diff is a hidden formula, how to write it. What is the implication of today formula in our date diff formula? We have understood to generate today's date. What is the usage of YMD as a text operator to represent my year, month, and day? We have also understood. So now the question
Prabhas,
is, yeah.
This what we did now, year, month, day. So this month is a conversion of years, no? 13 into 12.
I will not take it in that way. I will consider this first. If I go for my expression of experience of that employee, can I express the experience in this format? 13 years, 156 months, 4,760 days. Can I express my experience in this format?
No, this is wrong, I think so.
Right. Then the result, whatever we have achieved, what is that exactly? This is nothing but individual component-wise differences. Year-wise 13, month-wise 156, day-wise 4,760. Hope that answers your query.
Yeah.
Right. But our requirement is when we go and combine year, month, and day together, that makes my total experience. Do you agree with that?
Yes.
The other way, if you are speaking the other way, if you talk about month 156, we know one thing. Whenever number of month reaches to 12, it becomes 1 year.
Yeah.
So if I want to know how many years are there in 156 months, what is the basic mathematics we do? Taking 156, we divide by 12. Do you agree?
Yeah.
Now, the moment I go for this, it shows me 13 years completely.
Correct.
So 13 years, if it is there, that is already taken in the year column. That I cannot again express in the month, correct? So in that case, what we can do is going to our Excel operator, instead of M, go for YM. YM stands for year to month. The incomplete month in a complete year, that alone will be left out. Whatever the completed years, it will be removed out of this, and see the result now. Similarly, going to our day, instead of D, go for MD. MD stands for month to date, and see the result now. So can you see that? When I convert my Excel operators, M to YM, year to month, D to MD, month to date, now I am getting my expression clear. I can express my experience of the employee in this format, 13 years, 12 days as on date. Hope that makes sense.
Yes.
Right. Now, coming up, we got the answer only for one employee. I need to apply for the rest. What happens? Except the first case, rest of the cases, it is showing error. And why it is showing error? If you keep your cursor in the first error value, you can realize that when we copy this formula towards down, my date of joining is moving down. That is fine. But my Excel operator also moving down. Can you see? D4 is moving to D5. There is a problem. Can you imagine that? Can you get that?
Yes, sir.
So we need to rectify. How to rectify? Select your entire solution. Which is not supposed to move? D4 is not supposed to move. So keeping the cursor in D4, very good. F4, control, enter. Similarly, going to month over here, which cell should not move? E4, that also we need to lock it. Similarly, going to day over here, which cell should not move? Our F4 cell, that also we need to lock it. Control enter. So this is how we have to go and rectify our formula. So please do that. Any difficulties? Any confusion?
We have to put the dollar figure, is it?
No, you don't need to type it manually. We have the F4 key. F4 key is designed to deal with the dollar symbol. You can go to F4 key directly. This will help you to bring the dollar symbol, or you can define manually.
Go to the cell and press the F4, is it?
No. You have to open that formula. You have to open that formula. Which cell you have to lock? That cell you have to keep your cursor. Then F4. So is it happening or need my support?
No, I'm not getting it. Can you repeat it once again?
Yeah, could you please share your screen? Let me see where is the mistake. Just repeat your share your screen, please. Next to your mic, you have a share screen option and share the screen. Yeah, it's visible. Go to Excel. Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, go for escape. Yeah. Whenever you want to rectify the solution entirely, starting from the beginning to end.
Okay.
Select first, beginning to end, starting from 13 to the last error. No, you are leaving 13. Yeah. Now, no, not the entire thing. Only the year column. You have to do one by one. So go for F2. Press F2. Yeah, for your case, you have to use function F2. Fn key with F2. Yeah. Now D4 cell should not move down. So keep your mouse pointer, keep your cursor in D4 in the formula. Yes. Now press function F4. Function F4. Control enter.
Yeah.
Control enter.
Correct. It's selected already.
No, control enter. Control enter for application for the entire column. No. You have again removed function F4. Use function F4.
Okay.
Then control enter. You have to press control enter. No. Why you are repeating that function F4 again? Select. No.
Yeah.
Not like that. I'm telling, please follow my process so that you can save your time. Escape. Go for escape. Select the entire solution area, starting from 13. Yes. Then use function F2. Press the keyboard, function F2. Leave mouse. Yes. Now use the left arrow key to come inside the formula. One more left.
Yeah.
One more left. Then go for backspace. Now this cell should not move down. So for that reason, use the keyboard shortcut function F4 in your laptop or whatever the keyboard. You have to use function with F4. Right. Now this is rectifying the formula only for a case, only for a cell, correct?
Yeah.
But we need to rectify the entire column, correct?
Yes.
For that reason, press control enter.
Control enter.
Right?
Yeah.
Similarly, you have to repeat for month also. Go to month selection completely. F2, the function F2 for your case. Yeah. Then E4 function F4. Then control enter. Similarly, go for day also. Select function F2. No, no. What do you need to do? Yes. What's next? Yeah. Select the entire solution area. Function F2. Then control enter. Everything is right. Control enter. Only thing is application is wrong. It is not applied for all the cells. Control enter. Done. So I'm taking the control back on the screen.
Yes.
Now, once we have done with this over here, we came to know that this entire formula is rectified now. But the thing is, just watch my screen for a minute, focus with my audio. Whatever we did, going to each and every column, editing the formula, rectifying the solution, and do you think that Excel ever recommends for the same? Or do you think that this is an ideal process, going to each and every column, editing the formula? What say?
No.
So whatever we did, that was just the temporary adjustment, or our experts, they will suggest you to do the job like this, but Excel never recommends for that. Neither I do advise for this. So whatever we did, friends, that we have to stop doing. So select your yellow colored cells solution area and delete. Okay.
Yes.
Now, what should be our approach? Let's discuss. Start working with me. As I have been telling you from the starting, whenever we have the solutions to be designed, select your entire solution area. We selected. Leave your mouse, leave your touchpad, immediately type equal to, and go for a formula date diff. Now, what is the first input? So far you have already learned. So you tell me, I am going to fill it up. What is the first input?
Start date.
What is the cell reference? Date of joining. Hold on there. Date of joining, when I pick it up, what is that cell address it has taken? C6. Can you see?
Yeah.
Yes.
What is the role of C in C6? What is the role of C?
It's a column.
What is the role of 6?
Showing the date of join date.
No. Date of joining we have taken as a C6. In C6, what is the role of C? C is a column. That's clear. What is the role of 6?
Row.
6 is the row. So we have understood that cell is nothing but the intersection of our column and row. First is the column, second is the row. Is that clear?
Yes.
Right. When I copy this formula towards down, C6 has to move to C7. Do you agree? When I copy this formula towards down, C6 should move to C7. Do you agree?
Yes.
Right. When I copy further down, it should move like C8, C9, C10, and so on. So when we see the movement, C6, C7, C8, C9, C10, which one sounds common?
C.
Common. So what is C? We have understood it's a column. It's a column. So here, what is happening? The data is not getting stopped. The cell is not remaining constant. Cell is moving, but cell is moving in a column. So instead of locking the cell, we have to lock the column only. And to lock the column only, we have to bring the dollar symbol before column. And to bring the dollar symbol before column, we have to go for hitting F4 key 3 times. We have to go for hitting F4 key thrice. So go and hit it. F4 key 3 times. Can you see what you're getting? Are you getting only $1 symbol before column? Yes, people?
Yes.
Right. So that is nothing but column lock, column constant, or column freeze. So what we have understood, F4, if you press once, it makes your column and row both as lock. But if you press F4 3 times, it locks only the column, but row is free, comma. What is the next input?
Today.
Go for today formula.
Hello,
Comma.
Prabhas, if I hit F4 thrice, it's not coming. Dollar symbol, it's not coming.
What is happening?
So, shall I share my screen?
Yep.
It takes to the screen share of duplicate or single.
Right. So you have to use function with F4. That's what I showed all in the previous case also. When F4 is not a direct key, use function with F4 key.
That is also thrice?
Yes.
Oh, I got it. Thank you.
Yeah. Welcome. Yes, somebody is raising the hand. Let me see who is that. Okay, answered. Query is answered. Fine. Now, the moment we have done with this over here today formula, there is no need of locking because whichever the cell today formula goes, it will generate today's date only. So that is nothing to be worried about. Now coming to Excel operator, D4, this cell should not move down. Do you agree?
Yes.
But when I copy this formula towards right, D4 should move to E4 for month calculation. E4 should move to F4 for day calculation. Do you agree? Now, what is the movement? D4, E4, F4. If you see, what is the thing sounds common? D4, E4, F4.
4.
Yeah, 4 is nothing but the row. So we have understood our data is not stopping. Our data is moving. Cell is moving, but moving in a row. So we have to lock only the row. And to lock only the row, we have to bring the dollar symbol before row number. And to bring the dollar symbol before row number, F4 2 times, F4 twice. Go for it. So this is the setup it was missing. Now we have provided that setup. Now bracket close. Formula is ready. Hold on. Only for a cell. But we need to apply for the entire selected criteria. What is the shortcut we have learned? What is the shortcut to apply the formula for the entire range? What is the shortcut we learned?
Control enter.
Very good. Go
Alt
for it. No. Alt HBA for what? Border.
Borders.
Control enter.
Okay.
So this is now you see in one shot, one go, we got the solution for all the employees. What is their experience? See the beauty. So this is how you are supposed to design your formula over there in Excel. Whenever there is a need to compute the difference between two setup of days by using the date diff formula. All right, hope it is clear for everyone. Any doubt, any queries in the aging sheet?
I'm clear.
All right.
I'm clear.
Good.